Like with QE, you already have 4 stacks, so you weave an auto in between, then you have 5 in like less than a second.
PTA on Misfortune, I think, is pretty good as well. I quite like
Yeah,
that.
that's the standard build.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's pretty standard, really.
Yeah.
Summoners, Misfortune 1 for exhaust, which is pretty decent, pretty standard.
Yeah. It's
And
interesting
Senna
to
1 for
see that.
heal.
Yeah, we may see a 5-man onto Yana, but he has seen it pretty early. So that's just going to be Yana with a secret agent Misfortune running out. And yeah, it's interesting to see though as well. Cassiopeia going Ignite. Is that rather than teleport potentially? Do you think that's a fair summoner spell? Would you prefer to see the teleport on a Cass?
I mean, Ignite means the shit's going down, so yeah, give me all the fire, baby. I don't care. She's going in. Like, if she wants Ignite, she wants that kill. She's going in. She wants the true damage. She wants the Aurelia dead.
Is La Mafia really checking that red buff, making sure that there wasn't going to be a sneaky Dave planted on that. But it looks like junglers will start on the opposite side. Both junglers opting to go for their red buff at the start.
Okay, so, like, I have to interrupt your cast a bit. Why does Zac have a ponytail? It's
Uh,
hideous.
I don't know, and yeah, that's a. We'll move on from that one.
I can't unsee it.
It's fine. We're not looking at it anymore. It's all good. So.
Bleach, please.
Oh dear. So obviously the junglers starting on opposite sides. We probably won't see too much action from them meeting unless something goes a little bit wonky in their clears, essentially. I feel like where we should see the most action is this mid lane.
I think bot lane, because Gwen started top. She's pathing down because, like, Senna and others do have the superior CC compared to Misfortune and Yumi.
Yeah.
But I don't get why that they're pushing up then. That's
Yeah.
a bit strange.
And Aurelia
It's a
going
jump on
onto the Cass, but
the
can't
snake.
get the second one without going into turret range. Yeah. The hook lands on Yana. A decent amount of damage coming through. A lot of damage. He's not going to go down though.
Yeah, that's what we all said in champs. Like, they just don't have enough damage because the hook was really good.
Yeah. The ignite put down as well. But it doesn't matter because it's a Yumi attached to that champion. So in a couple of more seconds.
Can the dad and son be the master player? Or Diamond 2 player, I'm sorry. Giving too much credit.
Yeah. Diamond 4 and lock in though.
Smiley face. D-port cut off, sweat smile.
Yeah, there's already a little bit of gold advantage going over to La Mafia. Not a huge amount, but the CS just in the jungle, particularly the Gwen's jungle clear is pretty fast, it looks like. Don Cunningham looking to go into Hikes. Hikes is pretty troubled here. Has to flash out because he mistimed the W. So the E flip went all the way through. And that was a lot of damage taken from Hikes there.
He's pure, he's fine.
Yeah. Let's see.
Stoneblade. I don't know if I like that against Cassio.
I can understand potentially in the early game,
but like she has way too much damage instances to really make that matter, you know?
Yeah. I think I'd prefer second winds maybe. Yana is in a bit of trouble here though. Dom Simeone is coming in.
He flashes,
yeah. The hook is good, but the flash.
Senatic is a massive damage. Oh.
That's Yana going a bit deep though. Gwen is still around.
A
still lot of damage. Not might actually go down. Not quite. But wow, the damage that Yana can output on that champion already is quite literally disgusting.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. And yeah, what looked to be a very favorable gank.
Yuna's looking for the bounce cue. Look at it. Look at the way he sets up the minions. He's looking at it.
The game that you play with those when you're playing Misfortune. And it hits as well. This is the thing with Senna, even though you're playing that far back, you're genuinely not safe. Because that the Q bounce is pretty big.
MF Q bounce and Yumi Q.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter if you're standing behind your minions. Dave
smiting the big bird.
Yeah.
Will he get out though?
A bit of trouble though. Oh, Don Cossi missing the ground missing the miasma, and that might not. Oh, and just unfortunate there. And Luke Caruana pushed out of lane almost completely now. Has to be careful because probably just a Q bounce on its own will drag him to ignite levels of low, I think, potentially.
Yumi Q him is forward to Q and then.
Yeah.
Come on, Yumi, show them why you have the best game in the Spirit Realm.
Christ.
What?
Dear oh dear. I was
And
wondering how...
Yumi, in your war.
I love it. I love it. Don Kossu gets up to 6. Don Cunningham as well gets 6 as well. We'll see both Hikes and D24 Tick cross that threshold very soon as well. Where do you see... Who has the advantage when the ults come out in top and mid?
Sorry, what did you say? I was reading the Twitch chat.
Right. Who has the advantage when the ults come out in top or mid?
I think top will stay the same. Because like Fiora just needs items to beat Theragod. Especially after Bramblefest, so like... he's already kind of ahead in the lane and it will stay the same after level 6. Mid could be really spicy.
Yeah. A very aggressive Urgot teleport there as well into the top lane. Looks like there could potentially be a contest for Dragon soon, I feel. The bot lane of Recipe for Disaster are just coming back into lane now. Don Cunningham misses the E, but the trade is pretty even. Trade is pretty even, just about wins it.
We all love Urgot.
Yeah. We love our communist overlord.
Huh?
Or kind of more anarchist, really. Now.
Cow. Anyway, so bot lane.
In the bot
Equal
lane.
in terms of CS.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting. I feel. We did think that the early, even though Caruana and Pepper have the early push, Yana does have a lot of a priority in terms of the CS there.
The hook
just missing. Yeah. Don Cunningham going for a trade onto Hikes. He does miss both the Q and E though, so won't have the auto targeting. And this could be a big gank. Galungalate does have ult. He does use it. And this could be the flash having to be used by both bot laners of La Mafia. Don Cunningham will call out. And he's really low.
Close.
Really, really low. But he will
just
just get out. This could be bad for the Aurelia though. Gets caught. Don Cunningham is getting pretty low. Just about
Gwen
fine.
is level
Hikes.
5.
Yeah,
you could just auto her down.
Yep, but the Conqueror is enough. The first blood does go to Don Simeone. And now has the 6. Does D4 Tick not have the Q up? I guess didn't.
If he did, he would have died because Cassio still has ignited also.
Yeah.
And W.
But potentially worth it for the trade onto Don Simeone. If he had been able to get the kill. And that's pretty big. Don Papa is going to get stunned up, rooted up by that, and is going to go down. But the 2 kills go
That wet-ass pussy got squashed.
Yep. Wintersars does get taken down because the ult, while in ult, was taking turret aggro. But I think Yana will still be quite happy with that in general. Don Simeone looking like managed to steal the blue buff, I think, there, which was quite good. And Dave is trying for Dragon. I think this is a pretty ballsy move here.
It's pretty ambitious. We love an ambitious queen. We love it.
Does have Smite.
It's good to have dreams.
I think he's realised, yeah, I don't quite know the damage. Smite's the...
he needs him after.
Instead. Yeah. So after all said and done, it's definitely starting to go in favour of Recipe for Disaster in these early stages.
Slight 1k ahead at 10 minutes.
Yeah. But it's still relatively slim margins. There's a pretty big wave for the Mafia in the top lane.
The cannon, destroying my soul in the process.
We didn't see it. We didn't see it.
I did. I will never forget it. Okay, Aiden, if you hear this, learn to CS cannons.
Well, the call out on stream, how lovely. And look at that, Yana, just prepping those back.
Ah, didn't bounce.
Not quite.
Didn't get the geometry quite ready yet.
Yeah. A geometry bot lane, Misfortune Vel'Koz will be quite fun at some point, I feel. Urgot
That's not
maybe
for the one who's
looking...
against it.
Yeah. It's interesting, 10 minutes in and no objectives have been started yet. And it doesn't look like any are going to be started for a while. Don'Tamione might be looking onto the bot lane of Recipe for Disaster. Yana is already quite low.
Whoa,
But the
that
hook
looked
misses.
weird.
The hook misses. So Yana will be fine.
It was like the hook went through her and then she flashed.
Oh, a big gank onto Don Cunningham in the top lane, and the kill goes through. Pikes
Grand
gets the kill.
challenge going off.
Yeah. Le grand challenge.
He launched for the
And
opponent.
oh, a big center W there. I think may have saved Don
Yumi
Caruana.
ult flops, unfortunately.
Yeah. But Hikes now has a decent amount of gold to spend, I feel, in the top lane.
Did you get the shutdown?
No. Didn't get the shutdown, but a kill and a plate. Gwen does get the dragon. Early Infernal is quite nice. I think particularly for that Cassio and the Gwen herself.
Yeah, but like early in the game, it doesn't do that much because like 5% of
yeah,
it's at most like 580 or something.
Yeah,
I mean, you can still do something, but yeah,
it's enough to worry them just a little. Don'Tamione looking for another gank as well here.
I mean, Yumi's out. Ooh, that's a really good stun from the Raya. A flawless duet hitting. The blade surge also hitting. The
Don Kosu is the ult comes through, and I think it might just be enough to save him, and it's going to be enough to get the kill. What looked to be really
screamed
good.
Ionia calls, but she didn't know that Death was also calling for her.
David is going to have to int for this kill, I think.
That
potentially.
It's not a clean int. That was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, David. I think maybe he's just going to get out potentially. Don'Tamione is chasing this Zac all the way across. The ult is going to have to come out. The needlework is being used. Snip, snip.
The Senna ult barely misses.
Yeah.
Come on, Fiora TP, you know you want to.
I
do it.
I have to admit, I feel like that Senna ult was a little bit...
It wasn't needed. It was a bit
I don't think you needed
it was a bit
Senna.
extra, but we don't mind.
Yeah. Gets the assist.
Really ambitious build by Fiora.
Yeah,
very nice parry.
That might be enough. Gets the Grand Challenge off completely, and all of that healing comes through. Gets another proc off.
Very nice flash, dodging the execution.
And this is going to be another kill. A solo bolo in the top lane for Hikes.
Yeah.
Had a rough matchup last game for him, but Fiora picked playing off for now.
Fiora said no ma'am to that Bramble Vest. Like,
yeah.
No ma'am.
So Recipe for Disaster definitely currently in pretty good stead in this kind of early game, transitioning now towards a mid-game scenario. Only one dragon gone, obviously, so far, and it'll be nearly 3 minutes before the next one spawns. I would like to have seen one team or another try for that Rift Herald, you would have thought, with the top lane being quite so in the favor of Recipe for Disaster. But it hasn't been taken, and by now it will be too late to see any turret platings go, even if the Mafia do start up now.
Chris, I think you just manifested the Herald.
Yeah. I get frustrated when it's not taken, so...
You just manifested it because they're taking it right now.
Exactly. Oh, this could be a 3v2. The TP comes through as well. Dave forcing the flash of Don'Tamione, and this will be Rift Herald taken unless... No, the Rift Herald will be given up by the Mafia, so Recipe for Disaster will get even more. A shutdown, though, goes on. I wonder what happened in the bot lane. But a shutdown does go through. And now a big fight coming for the Rift Herald. The needlework is enough. And now Don Cunningham slays one. A massive, massive turnaround for the Mafia. And that is a 4-0. And I think they also get the Rift Herald. Absolutely huge swing and play there. A fight broke out bot lane and the Rift Herald as well.
So what happened bot lane is Yumi was the attached for Misfortune, and then Misfortune got hooked. And then Nautilus ulted, but while Yumi was dashing to Misfortune, she got interrupted by the Nautilus ult. I don't know if that was on purpose or like on accident, but it was really nicely executed anywho.
Yeah. And this is just suddenly swings the balance of play massively in the favor of La Mafia. They get the first turret already mid. They're going to get a
Well, he still
second
has to
prop.
watch out because she has her. Oh no,
Yeah,
never
and
mind.
again, oh, Yana, you need to play that a little bit safer, and that could be bot lane turret going down as well now.
Damn, this Jenna on the meth guys. Wow.
Yeah. So what was about a 1.2-3k advantage for Recipe for Disaster has now swung 4k, well now 3k in the advantage of La Mafia. How things can very, very quickly change in this game. And where can you see La Mafia really pushing through or pushing forwards with their newfound lead?
There's a Drake that's soon up, so I guess there.
Yeah.
I think everyone's ults will be up except Senna's ult.
Interesting to see as well that apart from the bot lane summoner spells, almost all the summoner spells will be up as well. The Urgot and both the top laners TPs will not be up, so it could just be a full core. Don't see me looking on Yana as well. The ult from the ult is coming out as well from the Yuumi. The ult coming out from Nautilus as well. Depth charge, it's going to be enough. Winter Stars may also go down here as well. Don Papa going really hard onto it, but it's not going to be enough. Galungale onto the re-engage. Does have ult up, I think, if they want to try for it. The ult does go through and is now being attached by the Yuumi. So this will be pretty big, but that's still, overall, I think you got to say, La Mafia will be happy enough to take the dragon with that, as long as they don't get any more deaths. Donkasu ults the Aurelia, who goes down. I think Donkasu will just be safe, not quite. Nope. Goes down to the Aurelia Ignite. Dave, I think will be fine. He has enough to get it out. Yeah. So
he just presses Z and gets that.
I think in all of that, who really wins that overall?
Well, Zach got a 600 gold shutdown.
Yeah.
It's pretty big.
And the gold advantage definitely has decreased now, back down to about 1.8, 1.2 for La Mafia. But a second dragon. Yeah, a second dragon at this point is pretty big.
Yeah, but it's Ocean. At this point, Ocean doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
unless you get like 3 of them.
It's more about the pressure that it's starting to build on those dragons.
Like, I don't agree with you with that, because like if you have 1 or 2 dragons, that doesn't matter because it's not soul point anyway. So like, there's no pressure. Like, Recipe for Disaster can even afford to give away 1 more Drake if they really wanted to. Not that they should, but they could without feeling any pressure.
Yeah.
There's a difference between 1 or 2 Drakes, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with that. 18 minutes in. It's really difficult to say who actually is ahead on balance of play. Obviously, La Mafia maybe slightly, but it's still very, very close in most of the lanes.
I mean, at this point, Fiora will just get... They all look the same to me. Fiora will just get her items and scales, and nobody can beat her.
Yeah.
So, like, they're kind of on a ticking time bomb at this one, if you just split pushes and split pushes.
Yeah. And I do like the fact that as we now get more into this kind of mid-game, we'll see a lot more for 4-on-4, 5-on-5 fights. The CC from the Aurelia, the Zac, the Yuumi into a massive Misfortune ult. That is a really scary potential in as we get into some of these larger scale fights.
I don't think Mafia will let it happen.
We hope not, but
no, they've tunneled Misfortune down. Like you know, if you ever played Dead by Daylight, you know the killer that tunnels shit down. That's pretty much what happened to the Misfortune.
Yeah. So, as we approach 1930, looks like Alpha D are death brushing, trying to see if they can catch out anyone. I don't think
random.
Maybe not quite what you want to do. Who's going to be walking through there at this point? And Baron is going to be up very, very shortly.
In 10 seconds.
Yeah, no team can really contest it at this point. It's definitely too much a coin flip. But I like this from Recipe for Disaster. They're utilizing this kind of split push that Aurelia and Fiora can have. And just trying to get down all of those outer turrets now.
That board got snipped up.
Yeah. I also
find some columns.
I just saw Wit's End was bought first on the Aurelia. It's not quite as strong as it used to be first item, but it's definitely not the worst pickup against a Cassiopeia.
Yeah, but I think a Triforce
Constantly
would be
only
just
needlework
better.
onto Galungulate. Has to ult. I think he may be in a bit of trouble though. And he is going to go down. The passive is broken. Yana's going to try to do something but can't.
No.
So that's just a free kill. And that's a lot of pressure now being put bot lane. And mid lane. Another turret goes down. 3 turrets to 1.
Oh
and on top of the flash hook, Yana's going to go
down. Not a
down.
place you want to be.
Fiora TP, but doesn't want a TP there. Has to W the depth charge and was forced to flash and ult there. Really not a great play there from Hikes. And there's now in a really awkward position where he's kind of just on the other side of everything. Don Cunningham might not want to chase this too much, though. The Aurelia is around as well. That is Urgot on his own against 3 at the moment. And I think that Blast Cone will have saved, well, kind of everyone there. So nothing much will happen. Senna getting all of those stats.
Blast Cone said no.
Shall we do a bit of a stack check on the Senna? 53, which for an ADC is actually for an ADC Senna is actually really, really good at this point.
Still after the patch, because they increased the soul drop rate when you kill minions.
Oh, it's still okay. Then it's still
10%
solid
though, instead of 3. So
it's still solid.
I mean, as I said, they can afford to give this one away, but they're really tight spot in there now.
Yeah, now the pressure builds, and Dave caught there, and is just literal mincemeat.
He got snatched by Star Guardian Urgot. He's ferried us now.
If you've ever watched the movie Flubber, that is just exactly what's happened to the Zac. Just kind of chewed up.
It also happens in Wings Club. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's now gonna be a free Baron for the Mafia.
Now, what I want to see right now is Mef just walking up there, pressing ER, and just melting that whole team.
I feel that
he has to be quick.
I feel that Recipe for Disaster missed a trick there. They knew, like, there was no other option for them except to try and contest that Baron, but they just left it. And I feel like they should have walked up much earlier there.
Well, they didn't have any wards there, so they probably didn't know, but they could have
They
guessed,
must have known. They wouldn't have known from vision, but they would have known because literally every single member of La Mafia was walking up to Baron. I think they even had, Don Simeone, the Gwen, move up late towards the Baron. So I definitely think that was a big misplay from Recipe for Disaster. 3 dragons,
really
Baron.
You shouldn't be there. You're at the wrong neighborhood, sis.
And this Gwen is starting to really get strong. Depth charge comes through. The dive, I don't think this is wise though. Aurelia's going to be... I don't know even what's happening there, but 1 goes down, 2 go down. Dave is going to go down as well. That's 3 for La Mafia, 3 for 0, and that's practically going to be game if they
what happened was vehicular manslaughter, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
These... Recipe for Disaster, if you're against the Baron, you need to turtle just that little bit more. Don't try and go. Why is Aurelia pushing up that far? But anyway,
Aurelia should have just died, and the rest should have just ditched her, because, like, it's awfully mispositioned in the Dragon Pit for no reason.
And this will be another turret going the way of La Mafia. Bot lane turret will also be taken as well by Don Simeone. This will be a free inhib, 2 turrets.
Those watermelons.
And I just don't see how Recipe for Disaster can win unless this Fiora gets a couple more kills very, very quickly.
Well, the Fiora needs to get online, or Yuna.
Interestingly, the Fiora is
needs to pop off.
Yeah, the Fiora is gonna meet the resistance that is the Cassiopeia and Nautilus. They might look for a dive here. I don't think you want to. That's a gore drinker on the Fiora. I think wisely they just back off.
Pussies.
So this should just be La Mafia looking to push top with the Baron, with the Urgot. And I don't think there's much Arthur D can do to prevent just this insane push. The Aurelia looking to get at least something back bot lane, potentially.
Too little, too late.
Yeah. I mean, this advantage, it's what, 8k now? And another turret will go down very, very shortly. There we go. They've got a pretty big minion wave here as well. They might look to just sit here, let the minions tank up a decent amount of that turret.
Another flaw of recipes for Disaster's team composition, also they don't have any good ranged wave clear besides MF.
Yeah, I was
NMF's wave clear is average at best, compared to like, I don't know, Syndra, for example.
I mean, just in general, they don't have much range. They don't, you know, all of their damage is very short range apart from MF ult.
Or Zac.
Yeah.
I mean, as E, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to see the Mountain Dragon spawn in 50 seconds.
That's a free soul.
It's, yeah, this is a very, very,
It's looking like a free soul.
Yeah, there's no real way that Recipe for Disaster can steal it unless potentially we see a Misfortune, you know, on the edge of the pit going for a big, big ultimate. But even then, the Gwen doesn't care. It's just if, you know, in terms of damage, the Gwen can just press W. Doesn't matter. But I think this will be...
I believe in them, in the Diamond for cut of MF. I believe that his ult literally does true damage because he was master. I believe in him. He can do it. But they need to be there though, else I don't believe in them anymore.
Well, I think that they realize they can't. They're giving this one up.
Well, it's not about that you can't. You need to do something.
Yeah, but they've come way too late. They've come way, way too late. The dragon is spawning now, and you're only moving to dragon now. This is 20 seconds too late. The Misfortune is there. Is going to go for an ult, but it doesn't matter. A big, like a big jump in though, but it doesn't matter because the La Mafia are just that far ahead. And I think this is just going to be an utter cleanup. This could be an ace.
Clean ace.
It's not quite. Tom
Papa
does go down, but yeah, this is game. This is game. The Urgot gonna TP in.
Mafia pulling it back from the top, make it drop.
It kind of almost exactly the reverse of what happened to them last game. They dominate completely. Surrender vote failed for a Recipe for Disaster.
Come on, guys.
You let the Nexus go down. You let it go down.
You know that everyone can see that, you know? Come on, for shame.
And 3, 2, 1. There we go. La Mafia get a
oh my god,
very,
Chris, we
very
won. It's a victory.
win.
We won.
Yeah.
We won.
So